though, than a drag race. You had your hands full.
Yeah, I sure did, Steve, but that was dirty pull by Clapshaw. I sat in the stage beam for 10 seconds with the clutch out, and that's nonsense.
Too much engine heat?
Well, it builds heat in the clutch, and I'm not saying that's what caused it. But, you know, we're supposed to be playing fair here. And I don't do that to anybody, and that's about the third time this year it's happened to me, and I'm sick of it.
He's hot.
Kenny Bernstein did not see the red light and obviously not happy.
No, I'm not happy. I don't mean to mess up like that. My boys work hard. Budweiser King team works hard. Wanted some enforcing the final. No, I'm not happy. I saw a lot of yellow. I can't believe it red lighted. Nice job by Chuck, though. He didn't red light, so that's good for him.
See the little flappers there on the end of the exhaust tenders? That's when they shut the engine off. Cold air doesn't rush in there and warp a valve. Strange and boring drag racing facts, courtesy of yours truly, Steve Evans.
I'm with Lee Beard. Lee, you knew there was a problem before the tree even started. What was it?
It had no oil pressure because the crew forgot to put the oil in it.
You know, as the track is being prepped for pro stock, why don't we bring you all up to speed on what happened in round number 2, and it was pretty strange. First, in the near lane was Mike Edwards. He was supposed to red light to give teammate George Marnell the win. Marnell lost first, if you can believe that. And here, everybody knew Buddy Ingersoll would lose to Steve Schmidt. Just how would he pick to do it? So he red lights. Schmidt advances to the Final Four. He's the captain of this whole Steve Schmidt team out of Indianapolis.
In all reality, you got to view this as kind of an upset. I mean, as strong as Ronda's been, but a 522, I have a feeling that was the safe jack combination for round 1. But this place can hold a lot.
Wait too long, you.
All right, stick it in.
Okay.
You don't like
You sit up there and you wait, okay?
Wait, you.
Okay?
You get out of here.
You took a long time.
Your dick's out of foot.
You didn't qualify, you didn't ram. Learn how to drive or get out of here.
You.
You're a poor racer. You are very poor racer.
Come on, let's go. You got the wires? They're on. You got them on.
Sit up there and wait. I told you not to burn it down.
Better learn how to drive those fenders.
Well, as you said, Bob, no love lost between these camps.
And you can label this editorial if you want to. Mike Edwards is going to lose here again to Steve Schmidt. Okay, I don't have a problem with the team concept. You're trying to advance the driver who is in the hunt in the points. What I have a problem with is the charade at the starting line. If you're going to lose, leave it in the pits. Tell them it's broke. Don't bring it to the starting line. Take your car, run for lane choice, and everybody knows what's happening.
A 530 to a 524. John Force has literally shot himself in the foot, the right foot.
Very disappointed, very angry. Erica Enders getting out of the car. Larry Morgan had just said before your run that he didn't think this racetrack was in as good a shape as it should be. Was it loose for you, and is that why you had to get out of the throttle?
It was loose. That's as close to upside down as I've been in my life, and I had to hit the chutes. Had I not hit the chutes, he shot by me right at the last second. I didn't have a choice. My job is to get this car back to the trailer safe and sound, and you know, it's extremely unfortunate to start the countdown off on the wrong foot, and to say I'm pissed is an absolute understatement. We expect a safe racing facility, and I'll take the backlash I get for it because that's crap.
Okay, how is Edwards going to lose? I think he'll just, I don't know, sit there probably.
Just don't sit too close to the lights.
Actually, maybe it is interesting. It's funny. Oh, what a lousy reaction time for Mike Edwards. Obviously, Schmidt wins with a very nice 7-11. Would have beat him anyway. Oh, Edwards runs a 7:08 and loses. Oh, man. You do this, Ralph. I can't stand it anymore.
There's an old saying in Seattle, if you can see Mount Rainier, it's going to rain within 24 hours. If you can't see Mount Rainier, it is raining. So apparently, it's going to rain tomorrow.
Nobile. With Vincent Nobile. How much was it slipping and sliding? And is this too dangerous to race?
I'm actually pretty upset with myself. After seeing Shane out there, you know, I'm really glad he's all right, but I should have lifted right there. That's the most loose I've ever been. You know what? It's not worth it to wreck a car to win around. It really not. They really need to get the track fixed.
Being an oil man, Gene Snow, you'd like to pump it out of the ground, not out of your engine. Plenty came out of this one.
That's a smart aleck remark, Mr. Evans, but that's the truth. That baby's covered with oil.
Just before we walked up, I heard Ursi Hill yell something at you. What was that?
I think she said, oh, man, is that the best you can do?
Now, John, you know, what was your reaction? We saw that you and Erica had some words there.
No, me and Erica didn't have words. I'm just upset. You know, you send the guys out there. You know, Dave Connolly's probably one of the best drivers out here with experience. My son is one of the best drivers out here with not a lot of experience, and both them guys nearly crashed. Because you need to get the track prepared before you send them out. We're not a funny car. We're not a top fuel car. We don't have 5,000 pounds of downforce. Them things will get down a wet racetrack, all right? Our cars don't. It's a problem, and it's a problem for the next guys that are coming up here.
We're back in Denver. That's Gordy Bonin. He has a Hawaiian crew chief and a Cajun crew chief. I wonder what they have for lunch around there. Blackened poi? All right. Can I have that one back?
And I think escalates, but Larry Morgan is here, and you're not happy because you don't know whether or not they're going to have track prep before your session goes out. Am I correct in that assessment?
You're very correct. You know, I had a crew chief up there ask me, are they dragging? I said, how the hell would you know? I said, you don't know. Until one of these friggin' cars goes in the stands, that's when they're going to do it. But they got to realize these cars aren't the easiest thing to get down the track. But when they get in the stands, that's when they'll do something, maybe. And I'm not sure that'll get their attention.
Well, Larry, you talk about dragging the track. What difference does it make to you?
Run after the fuel cars. There's clutch dust. There's all kinds of crap out there. And am I frustrated because I lost? I'm frustrated because I couldn't get down the track. You know, I get down the track everywhere. When you're one of the first pairs and they don't do anything with the track, it's like a waste of time. I wish they'd tell us if we're not going to do it. Hell, we'll just stay home the next race. There's no sense in going if you're not going to have the track prepped. I mean, let's face it. All we got to do to drag race is have the track right and the electronics right. Those two things. And if we can't do that, what's the sense in having a race? It's ridiculous.
Welcome back, everyone, to the NHRA Southern Nationals drag races. You know, just those few minutes that we were gone, the strangest thing happened. The sun went down. It rained an inch and a half. The sun came up again. All the fans left. All the racers left, except for our finalists in Top Fuel and Funny Car. What I'm trying to say is, for you, it's today. For Brock and I, it's tomorrow. No, that's not right. For Brock and I, it's today. For you, it's yesterday. Now, forget it. Let me ask you a question. Would you sell a used car to this man? Well, Gene Snow did, and may live to regret it today, or tomorrow, or yesterday, whatever day this is. You know, while we were away, something truly incredible happened. You remember how dark it was? We were operating, unbeknownst to us, under an almost total eclipse of the sun. Suddenly, the eclipse was over. It got so bright, it scared the fans. They all ran off into the woods. The racers escaped under the cover of darkness. I'm going to get out of this gig. What happened was it got too darn dark to run the Top Fuel and Funny Car final, so this is tomorrow.
Of course, earlier in the first round, we saw Erica Enders struggle out there because of the conditions. And Erica, your teammate goes out. It looks like he almost crashed there. What are your thoughts?
It's hard to put your thoughts into words because having my butt in the seat the first round, it happened to Dave Conley going down the left lane in front of me, Larry Morgan, and then I go down the racetrack and do everything but wad up my race car. I had to throw the chutes to keep it straight. You know, the guys behind us were loose in first round. We come back out here again, and Shane crashes, and, you know, he's been driving for quite some time. I've got a few thousand runs in these cars, and Dave Conley's no rookie either. So to see him go out there and, you know, there was going to be a great race between Dave Conley and Vincent Nobile, two tremendous drivers, but it's a shame that the track conditions are this way, and somebody's going to get hurt.
I stood on the edge of the racetrack and had a head-on view, and your car started to move around about 1,000 feet.
Well, you know, Steve, these things go out there in about half track. I mean, they get real loose. It's been doing it all weekend. You know, we need about 3 or 4 inches more spoiler on the back, and they'll go down here.
They're not going to give you that.
I wish.
The rules, I mean.
Yeah, you remember 2 years ago, NHRA dramatically reduced the size of these spoilers. The cars had started to look like pickup trucks, for God's sake.
Well, frankly, Frank, that was a nice win over Frank.
Yeah, a lot of Franks there. You know,
2 races in a row. Tony Christian has defeated the world champion Bob Glidden. Feels good, huh?
Feels great. You watching TV, you heard that song, when was the last time you driven a Ford? I was singing, when was the last time you thumped a Ford?
Steve? Well, Dave, Tony Christian just came out of this Chevrolet like a caged gorilla. You had a 1/100th hole shot. You won a 50, he won a 49, theoretically a dead heat. Unbelievable.
Well, When was the last time you thumped a Ford? Have you thumped a Ford lately?
You had.
Here's Bob Clinton trying to run over Tony Christian.
And I'll see you later.
Oh, boy, you're in the mid-740s. You can run with him.
If I can get by Warren, he's going to get another one of those thumpings.
But the big win for Ray Franks was Kurt Johnson. The number 3 qualifier went down in round number 1.
And how disappointed the Johnson family must be. This race was dodgeless, and they still couldn't win it.
Good job. Oh, boy, do we got enough time? Force ain't in the final, so I have a little more time to talk here. I want to thank everybody. I mean, La Victoria, Bob Tangless, Frank Euro, they're out here this weekend. I mean, this is great. McGuire's, Jack Swan, Rich McCrillis, Kendall, Mopar, of course, Larry Henry, all the guys out here to come here and win their race. One of our sponsors, that's great. I want to say hi to my little girl, Samantha. Dad loves you. I'll have to get you another present. I want to say hi to all the guys back at EB Able Construction. Todd and Tyler, love you guys. I don't know what that means, but they say it's all right because we got a Democrat in the office now.
I don't know about you two guys. You're always misbehaving.
Well, I don't say I was misbehaving, and I can't really say Darrell was misbehaving. He just thinks a little slow, talks a little slow, and stages a little slow.
Well, I finally figured it out. These two Mopar drivers, I think, are mentally challenged. It's like a circle track racer's got to go 35 laps, come in and get directions. Somebody's got to go in and show them you have to put 2 lights on.
For a guy who has had no luck for 2 seasons, you're getting it in spades today.
You know, I told everybody if it runs on 8, we'll probably smoke the tires. Exactly what we did. We got to do something here. This track's pretty tricky for us. We've been stumbling all weekend, you know, dropping cylinders, blah, blah, blah. Got lucky and rode the bull against Force and loved it and beat him, and I love it. You know, somebody's got to stop that, man.
Here's how hot it is. This fell out of his fire suit, a cold, wet towel.
Yeah, I love this. It's my baby here.
But you're on board with the car the fans call, and I call the dominating Dodge. The rest of the Pro Stock drivers just call it that damn Dodge.
Well, David, that smiling character, John Force, has been in the final round of the Big Bud Shootout the last 7 out of 8 years and has won it 3 times. And the competition is getting a little weary of John using this event as his own personal annuity to college-educate his children.
Well, we got a plan now. If it doesn't work here, it'll work in the next race because I'm getting in touch with David Copperfield, and I'm going to see if he can make Force disappear.
Because in the first round, he draws Kenji Okazaki, and his crew chief, Big Jim Dunn, has been planning an ambush for weeks.
Force usually buries you with money. That's one of his advantages. Well, here I got $2 million budget for one run. We got all new heads, new blower, new block. This thing is as good as if I had $2 million to spend.
So if after all of this, John Force feels they're out to get him, it's not paranoia, it's the truth. Michael, you almost pulled it off. You almost
tried to save it. I mean, I knew we won. I don't know what happened. It come apart in the lights.
Chutes burned off.
Yeah, well, Ronnie said they come out, but they just fell on the ground. They were wadded up. I tried to get it to slide to a stop so we could race next round because I saw the wind light come on and a lot of fire in the cockpit. I don't know. It's a little tweaked. It ain't broken, too. We got A-frames in the trailer. We might give it a shot.
Oh, what a miracle that would be. Did you see Joe all the way down?
No, I saw him there in the first 2 gears, but you never know whether you jerk the bub or not.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Jerk the bulb from Darrell Alderman's mouth means a red light, which is a major occupational hazard here in pro stock racing. These guys squeeze that light so tight.
I think it means red light. I'm not even sure about that, actually.
They did the job, we didn't again, and we're disappointed, but it's kind of gotten past the stage of being mad. It's getting comical now.
I talked to a shot driver. What started out as a coupe is now a roadster.
You got that right. I don't know what happened. I've never seen anything like that in all my life.
What do you think happened?
I have no idea, my friend. Those tires only had 5 runs on them or 4 runs. There's nothing wrong with this car. I mean, I don't understand this.
Steve? Well, you have to start wondering how much one family can handle. Gordon Mineo, the second race out of 3, we find you at the ambulance taking oxygen. This is just horrible.
I can't keep rods in it. Every time I step on it, it's over.
Thank God for the safety factors built into this automobile. At least we're talking.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm getting sick of this deal. I tell you, I got to do something quick.
Well, Gordon, enough is sometimes enough. This has got to stop somewhere for your own personal safety.
Yeah, I hear that.
I really don't know what happened in there. I don't know if it blew through the clutch, pitched a rod out, what happened. It wasn't all that bad of a run, I didn't think.
No, it was not. You're used to fighting these fires.
Yeah, I guess I had to open up a little school, huh? Everybody else has.
I'd hope nobody enrolls. Well, we heard John Force say after he won in the Final Four that, oh, well, it was just getting those points. It was important and getting Pettit out of there. That's bull.
I win?
Yeah.
No, Rusty did not win the Indiana lottery. He just won a drag race, but...
Riddle me this, riddle me that. Drop cylinders hurt the bat, Cruz.
Yeah, we got our wings clipped out here, but, you know, we've raced Hoffman an awful lot. I think we've beat him all the times we've raced him this year. He's a great guy, great team, great sponsor, but just wasn't our day, but we ran awful good here, very consistent, but evidently we have not dropped cylinders in a long time, so evidently it finally caught up to us.
Now you need Force to go out.
Yeah, well, I think Hoffman's been doing good at that, so maybe Hoffman can take the boy out. Thanks.
Okay, am I into this Batman thing or what? I'll try to lose it.
Well, Gene, with the smoke and the booming sounds, it was more like an artillery practice in a drag race.
I really don't know what's the matter with us. It's a fuel system. They blew the blower, and there's no reason for it. It was running excellent.
But you got there first.
That's what we're going to do, is go put another one in and shoot another bullet. Okay, guys.
Okay.
It's very fun to drive. It's the biggest challenge I've ever done in my life. I think that's kind of why funny cars always did appeal to me. Even a lot of people say, like, especially like Warren Johnson says, you know, these things, anyone can drive them. And it's true, if you really want to, or if you're crazy enough and silly enough and stupid enough, you probably would. The question is, why do you want to drive them? That's the question I got.
What's the answer?
Just because they're so dang sexy and they're so cool. I was hooked from day one. When I saw them, I got that feeling like that girl in the Angora sweater just walked into my 8th grade math class, you know?
Well, Don Garlitz, how much of that is covering up a real secret, and how much of it is a smokescreen to pull your attention from the real trick?
Warren Johnson told me earlier, I was over there looking at that, he said it was intellectual intercourse.
All of it is just intellectual intercourse.
If I think the guy's going to screw me around, I'm going to make him wait on purpose, for no other reason.
When you're staging the car, are you kind of counting along, trying to anticipate how much time that starter's going to give you?
I wrapped the motor one time, and I come up against the clutch, and I started in. That's exactly what I done there, and he turned it on. Now, he'll sit up there and let everybody else hold everybody out. Held me out at Phoenix, at Houston, and I come right here, and what does he do? He red lights me. Hey, this game ain't fair. I know you won't put this on TV, but I'm telling the public it ain't fair.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I should have red lighted Gates before. He give a hard time. I tried to red light him, so I think we go back to the old deal. If I know I'm going to red light him, I'm just going to call the tower and tell them they're out, and they'll be out no matter what the electronics say.
Move! Bob, you've not only been strong on the racetrack, but with the media as well. You had some rather, well, distinct things to say about your rival Warren Johnson, the Olds driver, to the media the other day, and they copied it all down too, buddy.
Well, you know, at the other end of the track, Warren's always jumping out of his car and running off at the mouth. I'm just fed up with his stuff. He's just a smart aleck, and I'm just fed up with it.
Well, you know, Bob's got the right to dislike anybody he wants. You know, I mean, this is a free country, so he can do what he wants. The only thing that concerns me, he's making statements in the paper that are out-and-out lies, and that's the part that concerns me. But as far as his personal feelings, that he's got a right to that.
Lies in what way?
Well, he said I made some statements at the other end, which were complete fabrications on his own part, and that's the only part that is I'm not concerned about personally, but it's derogatory to the sport. That's what my main concern is.
He picks the near lane. There you can see that interesting-looking intake manifold. At distance, it looks like a blower, but at closer examination, it's obviously normally aspirated motor.
And they run, as the racers call it, the can in this Nitro car. The can lid label and all, like 98%. In the car in the near lane, over in the far lane, it's methanol or alcohol, and that is checked every round by the NHRA technical inspectors. But it wouldn't matter. He could be running dynamite. Wells red lighted. A foul start. The wind goes to Bushy in the near lane.
Don, if you've had problems with your engine, are you a bit tentative as a driver up at the line?
Yes, you are. You're always very tense because you're the one that's riding in there. If there's a big problem, you're the one that's going to be faced with it. The crew, they just look on and say, oh, my goodness.
Are you sure it's oh, my goodness that they say?
Well, we won't want to repeat what they really say.
So we have KC Spurlock taking on RC Sherman.
Doesn't anybody have a real first name anymore?
The first round of Pro Stock eliminations, Warren Johnson out of his car after losing to Ron Krischer. Very unhappy. What's the problem, Warren, and what are you unhappy about?
I'm not unhappy about losing to Ron. Ron beat me fair and square, but the problem is that both of us were so damn loose out there. And, you know, they treat these tracks just for the fuel cars. Hell, Ray Charles could drive one of them damn things in his current state. There's no talent required. All they have to do is just step on it. This racetrack is just flat-ass dangerous. The last probably 400 or 500 feet.
Who do you take your case to in something like this?
Well, it'll fall on deaf ears over at NHRA because all they want is fuel cars out here.
Kenny, when you have time to watch tapes of the drag racing television shows and you see John Force always saying, I got to beat that red car, somebody's got to beat that bad Bernstein. He's possessed by that, or seems to be. What do you think about all of that?
Well, John may be possessed about anything. He's pretty much a maniac most of the time, but he's a great guy, and it's a wonderful interview, obviously, but he is possessed because he wants to win. He's no different than any of us out here, but I'm not so sure that the red car is his problem today, although we're going to try to give it our best shot.
That kind of rhetoric never gets under your skin a little bit?
No, not really, you know, because I know John, he's just raving along no matter what. It doesn't matter who he's talking about or what about or anywhere. It's just continuous, always going.
Well, the bad news is for the kid on the bike and the kid on the scooter, they've just been seen on national television. I'm sure security is headed down there. They didn't get in for free like they thought.
Steve, it's really hard to relate to a red car, and a lot of people ask me why I never say Kenny, but if you wake up in the middle of the night with a nightmare and you yell Kenny, what would my wife think?
Hi, Shirley Muldowney. Have you seen what's going on down the road here?
I know exactly what's going on. They are taking the motor out of Jeb's car, right? The motor that would not run the round he had to race Lucille, and they're putting it in Lucille's car. So it's another buy.
There's an awful lot of people that are helping out down there. Is it?
Those are the people that got beat. They have nothing to do with their time, so they are over there. That's a good place for them.
They enjoy being part of that thrash, or do they want to see Shirley Muldowney lose? I can't believe that.
Well, I'm sure they want to see me lose.
Well, at 7:15 sounds pretty good until I tell you lost lane choice to the dreaded Dodge at Jeffrey on next round.
I never heard of a dreaded Dodge, just dreaded Oldsmobiles.
You're going to handle him?
No problem.
Eddie Hill came out of the car laughing. He doesn't care about the elapsed time. He's moving on in the program. But tell me about flickering the lights up there. Was that intentional?
Well, would you believe I was having trouble with my brakes?
No, I would not.
You wouldn't? Well, if I can't tell you that, well, how about some waterfront property in Arizona?
I have a feeling it worked.
Part of pro stock racing is staging and racing, and the guy with the disadvantage in the performance trying to gain some kind of an advantage on the starting line, and that would, you know, we might as well draw numbers and take the fastest car and send him a check, and everyone else save their time.
As soon as one guy goes in, the other goes in after. Not 10 to 12 seconds. That's silly. I mean, that sounds like something that they would do in a different sanctioning body or something else.
Don, I can't help but ask why you would sit pre-stage that long when you really had everything to lose and what to gain from it.
Well, they're screwing with me is what they're doing because our car's running good. They just don't want to race heads up. You know, they want to make me go in there and wait and cook my engine or whatever they can do to beat you. You know, no big deal. Still smoked him off.
Indeed, you did a 5:27.
Yes, thank you very much.
Where in the rule book does it say Perdomo is supposed to stage second?
Well, when Bernstein smoked the tires and the motor and lost it, Kelly Amadon before and off camera says Bernstein always has trouble beating blondes. You may remember Lori Johns. He could never get by her in the first round, even if he had a car 50 miles an hour faster.
Ask if that was close. Both of you ran 7:48.
Oh, I couldn't tell who won. We were looking at each other. Once we get in high gear, we can turn and look, Steve. And I'm sitting there looking at Tony, and I said, go, baby. I said, let's get this Pontiac. I said, I wanted to thump that Chevy. You know, he's made the comment about thumping Gillette and thumping Fords, and I said, let's get that Beretta, you know. And so Pontiac got another Beretta again, so I feel good about it. And
Don, you do everything right for 3 days. In round one, it just doesn't work.
No, that's what's disgusting about this damn thing.
Surely the fans have been looking forward to your first race with Lori John side by side. The media has been hyping it. How do you feel about it?
Well, we talked about it last night, and we're going to drive our own race. Actually, first round, we're going to get by that, and then we're going to worry about the real competition.
Well, I don't think any
around is easy, and I never look at anybody as being that way. I feel like every time you pull up to the starting line, you've got to get past that before you can go on to anything else. And that's the way I look at that, is this is the biggest race of the day, and when I get past this one, that'll be the biggest race of the day, because you can't go any farther till you get past the first one.
I'll tell you what, Big Daddy, we had fire, we had smoke. The only thing he didn't do is blow the body off that thing.
Well, you know, Richard Hartman's love affair with the wall almost came true one more time, but...
But in Competition Eliminator, what we're interested in doing is matching cars of unequal power and design. So if you, for example, have your big, giant, powerful V8 Boomer, and you're sitting over in one lane, and I'm over in the other lane with my little bitty four-cylinder, high-screaming, whining Twinkie.
Well, of course, Paul, the cream-filled Twinkie gets a bigger head start than the just regular cake variety.
Hey, the engine is just fine in Jerry Caminito's car, but sooner or later they may have to put a new steering wheel on it. It may wear out first. Incredible.
This is getting to be fun. I mean, I never had so much fun on a racetrack. I might go into round-around racing. I really was having a good time out there. I didn't believe it.
It sure isn't, and now they're running percentages almost 100%. Remember when 50% nitro was a big deal? Now 98% is common. Just like loading up your fuel tank with liquid TNT. He goes way down the end of the racetrack. No shootout for Connie, but this track is long enough so he brings that car to a halt without going into the men's room there behind the hay bales.
One of the most frightening things that can happen to a top fuel driver is the wing blowing off as Rudy Topkis has the car unloads. Great job.
Scared me. I didn't know what happened. I heard a pop. I thought the motor blew up and put oil under my tires, but it didn't. It got up on sort of one side. Boy, I pulled that chute and hung on for dear life.
You and Butch have had quite a few battles lately. Is there any personal rivalry there?
No, not with me. All I want to do is win the world championship. I don't care what the hell he does.
Well, he red-lighted against you the last time you two met in the final.
Yeah, I hope he repeats.
Now, you folks at home, after what Dave has told you, and I've told you, if you don't watch the rest of this show, I'll never talk to you again.